So my devices are important to me. I love my devices. And I want to talk to my dad about computers and apps and programs and talk to my dad about anything I could think of. Okay, Daddy said he's going to take my tablet, but I'm going to compare something. I'm going to compare my mind with a computer. Okay, so anyways, our minds are similar to computers. And just like computers, if my dad takes away my tablet, that is a connection error for my mind. That is a connection error for my mental computer. Our mind. That is a connection error for our mind. Our minds can have connection errors. Just like computers can have connection errors. When my dad punishes me, that's like a virus for our mind. When my dad takes away privilege, when my dad takes away an electronic device because I did something wrong, that's like a connection error for our mind. Just like that computer, our minds are infected with viruses and there are connection errors. Just like that computer has a connection error when it's not connected to the internet. Taking away the tablet is like disconnecting your modem so that your device has no access to the internet. Very similar. Mental computers can have network failures, connection failures, and server errors. Our mind is a server. When we process information in our mind, our brain has to store the information like a computer. So our mind is like a server for our body. Our brain takes in all the information and they divide it in. So, when Daddy takes my phone, or he takes away my tablet, or he does not do anything nice, those are like viruses and connection errors. You could get a connection failure or a connection error when you're not on the internet. And that makes your computer get an error. So, a connection error is something caused in a computer network when your computer is not connected to the internet or you don't have access to nothing. That's a connection error. We know our mind and the computer are similar, but how are they alike? We could detect when our pretend computers are infected with malware also. When you take same thing, when you disconnect or take away a device that has internet access on it, or you take away a device that's connected to the internet, it makes our mind act as a server error. It gets a connection error. Because your mind has no internet access. So you disconnect the internet, you get a connection error. Or sometimes you will fail to connect to the Wi-Fi. You will fail a connection. Connection failed. I told you. This is much like the connection failed. It's like the connection failed. Pretty much similar to how your computer has no internet access. So your connection failed. Your computer failed a connection. Pretty much. Think of all the settings on the Wi-Fi network. The Wi-Fi security settings, such as WEP, WPA, WPA2. Those are the Wi-Fi security settings. That's advanced security. Now, think of the settings again. Think of DNS or DNS servers. Think of those. Don't forget about the DSL or SSL. Don't forget about those. Our mind is somewhat similar to those devices that are getting internet when they have access to the network or a computer connected on the same network. Your computer is hooked up and people are accessing your computer when your computer is connected on the same network. Think of unencrypted Wi-Fi networks. Think of unsecured Wi-Fi networks. You would connect to an unsecured Wi-Fi network and it would be an open network. An open security, you would call it. But if you do that, you're going to fail a connection. Because that means an unsecured network could be dangerous to your computer, and it could make your computer crash. So please remember, this is why my dad should not use punishment. Punishment is a computer virus for our mind. Getting our phone or tablet taken away would be like the system failure or the error code on our Wi-Fi connection of our mind.